Morning everyone. I'm in my favorite place of the house this morning is the kitchen because I love breakfast. So today I actually wanted to mention this book to you. Okay, it's called The Plant Paradox and it's written by Dr. Stephen Gurney. I don't buy cooking books normally, but at one stage I went through this whole kind of banting diet, reducing my carbs and eating the fats, and somebody actually recommended me this book, and you know what, I haven't regretted it not one bit for buying it. So he used to be like a medical doctor. I can't exactly remember what it was, but he was a surgeon, maybe something to do with heart. And he was really overweight. And even though he went to the gym, he ate healthy, he just could not lose weight. And then he started doing a lot of discovery. And what he found is that the healthy food, as we call them, like the brown rice, the brown bread, the whole meal goodness, there's nothing really good in them because there are little particles there, or little, what do you call them? I can't remember the exact word for it, but they're called lectins. It's like gluten, it's just a variety of a gluten, okay? So it's not the gluten that really makes the digestion so hard, it's more of the lectins. And the lectin, they poison for our bodies, okay? Now, some of us are designed to process it fine, so we don't feel it, but for many of us, it's a no-go. So he kind of implemented this whole new way of living and diet, not even a diet. I mean, it's amazing recipes he's got in there, and they're really simple to use. But his idea is to, if you want to have bread, have a sourdough bread. Don't have that brown bread, which contains, because when they get the wheat out, the brown bread has got those, the wheat is not refined, okay? So you still get the entire plant into your bread. And because of that, the lectins are not eliminated. So when you consume it, you are flooding yourself with this lectins that prevents the metabolism from working properly, which can cause the congestions in your tummy, and can really inflame the gut. So by eliminating the food, you can actually now start beginning to clean your gut. And he even's got like at the back here somewhere in this book where you can do 3 days of only like elimination diets, okay? So you really have just basic juices, and then you start adding your food in. I didn't do this 3 days because I exercise quite a lot and I need my mental power, but I did stick to his other food plan, and it was really simple to make, simple to use, and absolutely delicious. So I do recommend you get this book. It's called Plant Paradox. We'll pop it in the comments below. But this morning I actually wanted to make a coconut almond flour muffin in a mug. Okay, it's a muffin in a mug. It literally takes 2 minutes. It is so easy. You need a coconut flour and almond flour. Now, I don't have almond flour, so I'm just going to use coconut flour. You can always improvise. You then need egg, water. He also says you need coconut oil and macadamia nut oil. I don't use macadamia, I only use coconut oil because his diet is quite fatty. But he also caters a lot for people who are, who are living with cancer, people who are going through treatments because they need that extra healthy fat and they really don't need any carbs because it all turns into sugars, which is something that cancer cells thrive on. So he does a lot of, high fat diet, but just cut it out a little bit, right? So I'm just going to use, I've used 1 spoon of coconut oil. You can barely even see it. Now I'm going to beat 1 egg into it. Okay, and once again, we can start the timer. So it's been like 10 seconds, I think, since I started. So I'm just going to check it out. An almond flour, you can get it, pretty much anywhere. Holland and Barrett's, they will have it. So just go and get it. And it lasts forever. It's not like you're going to have it every single day. So you whisk the egg in here. Okay, done. I then put 1 spoon of flour in here. Yeah, it's coconut. Just want to make sure it is coconut, not normal flour. And now this, my mom actually ground it for me. It's like, I think it's buckwheat and barley. I'm not really sure. I could add just another spoon of of coconut flour, but I'll try this one also. You can experiment, really. I love almond flour. I used to make lots of bread. So if you do end up buying almond flour, you can just make a bread. And if you want a recipe, comment below. I'll be more than happy to share it with you. Okay, so flour, egg. Now we just need a baking powder, some salt. I definitely want salt because I love salt. I actually eat, I think, way too much salt. I used to be a marathon runner, and I used to put salt into my backpack to run with, so that I don't get cramps, and it works amazingly. Right, so I've got salt in here, and now I just want to put a teaspoon of water. Okay, I'll just pop it in. And I'm just very, very lazy to measure my my proportions also. So my portions. So I just normally just do it, just chuck everything out, which is why I never ever bake. I really don't like measuring things. Okay, so now it says you can also put packet of stevia. I don't have stevia. Actually, I'm not going to put any sugar because I love having it with some yogurt or kefir. And peanut butter. I still like peanut butter occasionally, not as much as I used to, but I still put it on. Right, so we've got coconut oil, we've got coconut flour, 2 spoons, we've got, baking powder somewhere, I'll put it now, salt I put in, sugar I'm going to leave out, water and egg. Perfect. I'm just going to find some baking powder, like the soda. I don't even know if I've got baking powder because, as I said, I don't like baking, so you can, it's better to put obviously baking powder with this recipe because you will see that it rises. But if you don't have it, you don't have it. Oh, and I do have it. It's very German. I don't even know. I hope this is it. So I'll just pop that a little bit, maybe like a teaspoon. Done. And you know what? You just mix it all up. I hope it's gonna come out because I've changed the recipe slightly, but I'm pretty sure it will. I've had it lots of times before. And it's amazing just to see, how something like so mushy like this can rise into the muffin. And now, okay, so it's all mixed properly, I think. I'm just going to put it to the microwave for a minute. Sometimes you need longer than a minute. Now, I know it's you cook it in a microwave. I barely ever use my microwave for cooking. I only use it sometimes to warm up my coffee. So this is like an exception. I just really fancied having coconut muffin for this morning. So ideally, you wouldn't eat it every day. But, it's so simple, so easy, no carbs. Everything is in there is healthy, and you can play with it, once you get the hang of the recipe. I also had some frozen berries. As I said, I put yogurt and frozen berries and a bit of peanut butter on top of that. And it's such a nice breakfast. And it also keeps you full until maybe 1 o'clock. Well, now it's 8:30, so until about 1 o'clock I know I won't eat. So it's perfect. I even made it for my kids. Well, my daughter is funny, but my son ate it and he loved it. There's also different recipes where you can actually make muffins and then you bake them. Also no carbs, very healthy fats, you get your protein. And once again, it takes you like 5 minutes. You just chuck everything together, separate in little muffins, and then you've got your breakfast. So look at that. Look, can you see? It's all up, you see? And then you just tip it. I would put it in a little bit longer because it's still not completely cooked. So I'm just going to pop it in for like 30 seconds. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to tip it over and you will see what it actually looks like. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I love it. It's so simple and nobody's ever told me about it before I read this book. So if you have time today, do read up on the lectins. Okay, lectins, like lectins, and what they do to your body. Alright, because I know there's a whole thing about the gluten, how bad it is, and stay away from gluten. But it's actually not the gluten. Most of us are tolerant to gluten. It's the lectins. And once you read the book, it's like you go, it's incredible. All the food that we were told are so healthy are actually not healthy because plants protect themselves, don't like to be eaten. Okay, and it's like with anything in nature, and they release that poison, and the poison called lectins. Now, not all the plants have it, but a lot of them do. Okay, and if you just watch what you eat based on the book, you may just find that your life has changed, especially if you've got underlying issues. It talks about diabetes, the thyroid, obviously cancer, arthritis, all of these illnesses, how you can actually cure yourself with that specific diet that he proposes, and obviously combined together with those burn patches. I think in about a year's time we can just all become models if we stick to it. Okay, that really depends what we do. Right, so I've got this. Okay, I'm just going to tip it over. Voila! Look at that. Look, I've got like a little muffin, or it's like it's not a, yeah, it's like a muffin, I guess, you know, whatever you want to call it. But see, I can put it in a spoon there, and now I can put yogurt and have some peanut butter and have a fantastic breakfast. All right, guys, if you enjoyed the recipe, let me know. Or I can share a lot more. But yeah, buy the book. It's really, really good book. I'll speak to you later. Have a great day.